How you going, everyone? Welcome back to the YouTube prep series. We are currently 4.5 weeks out from our first show. It might be further, just depends on when we make weight. Right now, it's within anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks out, but realistically 4.5 is our goal. Today we've got hamstrings. Calories are getting lower, cardio's going up, fatigue's going up. Each day's a bit of like a roulette. Today's one of those days where we're waking up not feeling 100%, but who fucking cares? That's the whole game. So let's get into it. We're gonna start off with our rest pause of the seated leg curl. Technically, we've only got about 4 to 5 hamstring days left until our first show, so it's super exciting. Let's fucking do it. Wait, bro, you just like have fucking no energy for anything, training, cardio, working, shitting, sleeping, eating. That's it. Good though, it's fun. Alright, so squat press now. It's a little bit more hamstring, glute, adductor sort of vibes, but I like to keep the stance just again a bit lower, target my quads more, just because my hamstrings are pretty big. They're a lot stronger, have a strong point than my quads. Get that knee flexion in. So again, it depends for everyone, but for me, I really just try to target a bit of everything. Getting this close, it's not about going up and up and up in weight, like making the stimulus harder, making sure that your fatigue is on point. If that's not under control, setting yourself up for failure. Programming tip: when you're on a prep, don't change your movements and your training plan getting close into your comp. A lot of the time as well, you're taking out weeks where you can actually overload or progress in a movement compared to changing an exercise. You're gonna take a few more weeks actually understanding that movement too. For example, the squat press, been doing this for literally 12 months now. Same training program, some movements have changed, some have stayed the same, but everything's progressed about tenfold in over a year. And also too, just to make sure that understanding the movement, I know what to do, so I can go in when I'm brain dead like now, and also the next few weeks, and just sort of know what movements to hit, how to hit it, and also how heavy I need to go. It makes it a lot easier when you're prepping towards the end. So warming up, we want to again, 1, maximize the knee flexion, but 2, get like that slight pause at the bottom, and we don't want to lock out our knees at the top. So doing this, you can get a really good stimulus and contraction on your leg without doing something like a barbell squat where the load that's going through your spine is going to cause a larger onset of fatigue. This is more of like a local fatigue we're going to get. That still has an indicator in affecting your ability to have more energy, burn more calories on the oncoming days, but this is definitely a lot better than something like a barbell squat where you also have to balance the load, move the load, and also too, it's a lot more dangerous in regards to going to failure if you're squatting like over 200 kilos. Offset. When doing this, you need to know if you can back yourself under a load like this where you're going up in weight. Obviously, I've done 9 plates before, but I need to make sure I have impeccable control. So from here, it's almost like we just want to basically push ourselves within 1 to 2 reps of failure. So we got 15 reps, and we got to hold for 10 seconds at the top, then get another couple reps, hold for another 10 seconds at the top, then a few more reps. So almost like a myo set, because we can really try to squeeze in more volume within a shorter duration instead of just waiting for more sets, which 1 is time consuming, 2, deep in prep, you don't want to wait in the gym that long and just be out, and 3, I find it drives up intensity a lot more. I'm very thirsty. What a nice drink bottle. For real though, hydrate, drink water, record your sets, if your gym allows it. We allow it here, we're cool. Definitely wasn't what I was expecting. That was very hard, even though it's a new load progression. I got to beat 16 reps next session. This will probably be the load where I'll keep it for the next 4 weeks. There's sort of points where you can only go up so much. Otherwise, if you're just gonna chase numbers every week, you're just gonna build up too much fatigue. So that's still a win, 16 reps, I think. Better than nothing. Taking off plates is cardio in itself. It is a fucking mission. So I'm meant to be doing lying dumbbell leg curls, but trying to stick with more machines now just to decrease the risk of injury and also ensuring we can control the stimulus a lot more. Sort of do the lying leg curl now. One more, we're showing the work instead. Running off fucking nothing. Getting on stage is like, in my opinion, one of the hardest things that you can do, you know, because it follows you everywhere. It's such a 24-hour lifestyle, but it's fun, bro. I love it. You know, days like today are fun. Living the dream. Hopefully we can get 20 reps in one set. Doing some single leg hip thrusts, unilateral tings. I was doing dumbbell basically all year leading up until about 4 weeks ago, and I started feeling my lower back start to sort of try to recompensate. And I was trying to always twist my torso when I should be focusing on the hip thrust motion. Pretty much decided to switch now just to a machine again because the fatigue stimulus isn't that high, but you can still focus on the load and the movement pattern, and again execute really effectively and focus a bit more on driving a bit more load. So you can really focus on stretching it deep at the bottom. There's a lot of people who struggle to grow their glutes aren't going low enough in the hip thrust, because that's where the stretch is. It's not just about the contraction at the top. Full fucking range of motion. You're basically wasting half the whole rep. So, have a plug, bro. I wonder why I'm so thirsty today. I just can't put my finger on it. Buckle up, baby. Done. Pretty much all the glute and hamstring movements done. Looks like the adductor and standing calf are taken, so we'll just start with our last movement. The calves, full stretch at the bottom again. That's why you don't grow big calves. You need to stretch the muscle and also contract it. Make sure you're maximally stretching it, maximally shortening it. Now, just gonna hold this at the bottom for a minute in the stretch. Basically, at the end of every muscle group I train, I usually have some sort of loaded stretch. So I basically just sit here at the bottom as long as I can until I can't anymore. Stretch the fibers under load, because that's what builds muscle too. Like yes, you can be flexible, but it's actually gonna be detrimental for you when you're lifting heavy. If you can have full range of motion under heavy load, you're gonna get incredibly strong. Essentially having good mobility while being strong helps heaps, helps you build a lot more muscle tissue. Now we're doing standing calf raises, which is what we should have done. All the seated, but when we're in the gym, something's taken, who gives a shit? Just go to the next movement. I've just got 2 sets of 15. What are we taking intra-workout here? A lot of my time, I will take this usually only in cardio, because again, I've got a good amount of leucine in there. But funny me, I forgot to take some more EAAs before I train. So we're gonna take it now. Got 2 scoops of that bad boy in, tastes great. Give myself some essential amino acids.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120,
chest calves done. Now we got adductors, and then we'll get into some quick abs. We catch up on our fasted cardio. We only did half op today due to myotherapy sessions. So let's get into it. Two sets of 15 for this one, nothing crazy, just basically stimulate, hit everything. Very important also to train the adductors, because especially when you're, let's say you're competing on stage, you want huge big legs from the front. You can only build your quads so wide because there's a certain threshold where you can only develop, you know, your vastus medialis and your vastus lateralis on each side so much to get so wide. Training your adductors, like in the groin here, when you hit like front doubles or any sort of front relaxed or front shot, if they're closing together and you got big juicy meaty adductors, it's going to help a lot when you know, you're standing front and back, because it shows you've got sufficient development in your lower body. Don't ever forget to train your adductors, because they're going to help you as well with any injury in those deep range of motion parts on squatting. I tore my adductor like 3 times in the span of like nearly a year. And so I had to sort of take a look at my training and analyze that I wasn't training adductors really at all. So now I train them every single leg day. So hamstring day done. It's the last 4 weeks where, you know, like you've done pretty much most of the work. From this point on, it's not about trying to play catch up. If you're doing that, just push another show further down the track instead of locking in a show like, oh, I have to reach condition or I have to make weight for this comp. It's gonna stuff you up. It's been a really fun journey so far over these past 20 weeks. After the end, it's gonna be over 6 months of dieting. Not consecutively, I had a 3-week break in Japan in the last year, but that was still lost weight. Been great so far. Abs, do a hang leg raise, and then we got a crunch, and then we got a, there's always a word I miss. Ab roller, that's it. Fuck. I call these the prayer movement. It's like a prayer, as you will find out right now. In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen. You'll find there's a running joke of the worse I feel, the funnier I become, because I just laugh away my pain. A lot of people don't know that I actually train my abs twice a week in the off season. A lot of the time, if you want your abs to show, just get leaner. But in saying that, when it comes to our training, we can actually build up the rectus abdominis thickness itself. A lot of that will come down to sort of flexing and contracting the trunk, not rotating. That's going to be more of your external obliques. For example, in the off season, I didn't really have abs, but could sort of see them to the left. So it's about a 6 month difference here. So on the left here, I was about 130 plus kilos there, and I'm about 115 there. So you can see pretty much my ab development. Yeah, it's still present there, but obviously now being leaner, you can see the difference. So I really want to make sure that I'm developing my midsection here, not the obliques on the sides here. So a lot of the time it will create more of like a V taper naturally when you're hitting poses. Well, I never trained my abs really ever, and they just weren't as thick as I'd like them to be, especially even just being relaxed, walking around. I wanted to see that imprint of them naturally. Aside from being very low body fat levels such as now, last off season for the first time, I actually could walk around, you could still sort of see the outline of my midsection, which is helpful. So train your abs, they help. tell tell ya, getting like super lean, everyone's different, but like when I sit on the bike for too long, my ass like starts to hurt. And then like when I'm walking around, like if I'm walking like barefoot on like a wooden floor, after like 5 minutes, I have to like sit down. Not from the fatigue, but just from like the pain on the balls of my feet and my heels, because there's like not much fat on there anymore. It's weird how the body works, you know, but I got insoles on my New Balances. They're really comfy. So I use these like every day for walking and cardio and coaching and all that stuff. Okay. A lot of people who do the stairs, very misunderstood cardio modality. So if you are 115, 114 kilos like me, you have to be very careful doing this kind of stuff because the fatigue onset is so cooked and it can like just leave so much systemic stress on your body. I actually just do the bike a lot more instead, just because it's a lower impact. Something like this, you're burning a shit ton of calories. I'll change up my modalities here and there just for fun. My coach, Matt, he tells me to sort of do like maybe RPM 100 on the bike, regardless of the gear and the heart rate, especially when your heart rate adaptation increases, the leaner you get because you're engaging in cardio. The adaptation is your stroke volume is better, your heart rate can pump more blood around the body, so you don't have as high as a heart rate. I'll just stick with like RPM 100. Something like this as well. I'll just stick to like level 6, level 7 for the duration. People think the harder you go on cardio, the more calories you burn. Yes, but it's not always that effective. You can just go for a walk, get as much calories burned like going for a walk. When it comes to something like this, it's time convenient. So that's why I love cardio, because I can just get up and do 35 minutes on the bike and I'm done, and then just 10,000 steps a day. Really easy for me to focus on other things on my day-to-day basis, like work, training, meal prepping, shopping, whatever it is. So I find it very effective. We got 25 minutes on this and then we are done. That's probably going to conclude the video though. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do what you got to do. Stay classy. Catch ya.